Hey guys, my name is Maya Parker. I am the owner of this YouTube channel. If you find this video useful, definitely consider subscribing. Quick background about this company. So, Cleanspark Inc. offers advanced energy software and control technology that enables a plug-and-play enterprise solution to modern energy challenges. Its services consist of intelligent energy monitoring and controls, microgrid design and engineering, microgrid consulting services, and turnkey microgrid implementation services. The company's software, you know what that means, margins. When you see the word software, just like you would annotate on like a sentence in class, well, software means high margins, which is amazing, which allows energy users to obtain resiliency and economic optimization. The company was founded by Matthew Skoltz on October 15th, 1987, and is headquartered in Utah. So the current price is $21.03. This company's 50-day moving average is $27.47. The beta is below 1 at 0.75. And we know by reading the book 100 Barriers by Christopher Mayer that great companies offer extensive periods to buy them at. So the 52-week high is more than double the price today at $42.60. So you're really getting a 50% discount. And if you know my grandmother, which you don't, well, if you do know her, then you know that anytime there's a 50% discount on something, she's there in a hurry, driving fast. There's no such thing as grandmother type of driving. She's like a race car driver. So 50% off, that gets me intrigued right away. So the 52-week low, though, is $1.03. The market capitalization, which is probably the number you're looking for, is $712.1 million, and the price to book ratio is 7.03. So I think this company is very intriguing. You probably have heard about this company from the Bitcoin thing, but there's more to the company, even though that is one massive thing about it. So let's do a little bit of quick math. So there's many things about it, but the play really is Bitcoin. So Cleanspark has a Bitcoin mining division now. That is the play. Right now, Cleanspark has about $52 million in cash and $5 million in liabilities. Don't count on these numbers as correct. Make sure you research it. But anyways, they are buying enough machines and they will get to 7 to 8 Bitcoins a day. This will happen in Q2. Mara produces the same amount but are 5x more expensive. Cleanspark, on the other hand, are way more efficient. Efficiency is key. Time is money and efficiency is key. As long as Bitcoin is above 6K, they will make a profit. Let's do some quick math. We know Bitcoin is around 55K now, but let's just use 50K. 7 Bitcoins times 50K is $350,000 a day, $2.4 million a week. And they mine these bad boys 24/7, Monday through Sunday. At 6K cost for each Bitcoin, $2.3 million in profit. 1 year at 50K, $115 million in revenue and $112 million in profit. So that is very interesting. Another thing I want to talk about, that's more of a quantitative thing that I think is going to be one of the most massive things. But a qualitative thing that I really do like is management. Management is very important in the company. The qualitatives are important just like quantitatives. If you read the book 100 Barriers by Christopher Mayer, one of the most important and not ironic, but thing about it is that you can't really screen for an 100 bagger because the things that really show that really are the difference between 100 bagger and stuff is qualitatives, level 5 leadership, which I have a video about on level 5 leadership and introduction to it, but you really need to read the book. The book is called Good to Great by Jim Collins. So anyways, last year Cleanspark were about to go bust and the CEO and the management team worked for free. They didn't take a wage. Instead, looking at inside transactions, they bought a ton of shares, and the majority of their salary right now is in stock. So the management really wants the company to succeed. That is really amazing. So company highlights. The company has doubled annual revenues for 3 consecutive years. Revenue of $10 million for the fiscal year ended 2020, an increase of 122% from $4.5 million in 2019. By the way, this investor presentation you can find in their investor relations page. Anyways, January 2020 is where it's from. January 2021. So this is very recent. So contracted backlog of 6 million and proposal pipeline exceeding 31.1 million as of January 2021. The company has provided solutions in 70 countries. The company personnel has grown from 20 to 62 in the past 12 months, and they've had 3 acquisitions in the last 12 months. If you ever read the book Intelligent Investor, Ben, he doesn't really like acquisitions, but it seems like based upon not interviews, but something I read from a YouTuber called Rex Finance, who was one of the first YouTubers talking about this company. Anyway, she talked about how they promised that anytime they dilute shareholders, basically, that they're going to really pay back shareholders with the value more than the dilution. So that is kind of okay with me, because it seems like every time they've done it, it seems like they've grown in value, and not just value, but market value as well. So what is a microgrid? A microgrid. So here's a little visual. It looks very simple to understand and explain. I thought this was going to be very hard to understand going in, but it was way more easier than I thought it would be to understand this company. So a microgrid is a set of resources and storage batteries used to provide a source of energy distributed from a central utility provider. A microgrid can also disconnect to an island away from the traditional grid as economic or physical conditions dictate. Cleanspark software, high margin. Remember, every time I say software, I'm going to say high margin right after that. Models and directs the microgrid operations. So benefits of microgrids and distributed energy generation, alternative to utility shutdowns and fire and disaster. Think about California, prone areas, supports aging U.S. infrastructure, increases in efficiency. Same thing with Bitcoin. They're very efficient mining the stuff and stuff. Cost savings, which are all, I think, very good and big use cases for things like this. So industry factors driving growth. Cost reduction and efficiency of solar. By the way, there's many interviews to see the management. If you don't know that, because I thought I just saw that really quick. Because I guess I'll tell you why. So I was looking at driving growth, and then I was thinking, man, it seems like never mind. It doesn't really matter. So, anyways, PV installation costs have dropped about 20% in only the last 5 years. Premium production PV panels have now topped the 20% efficiency benchmark. Emergence of storage systems. Integration of generators. So you can read all this if you want to, but I'm not. So market opportunity, rapidly expanding market. It doesn't really matter. The basic points, like I said, I'm not going to read all this stuff. Like, what's the point? It's basically telling you that their market opportunity is massive, and it's growing at a massive amount. So if they just keep the same share they have, it's going to grow, and it's going to keep growing. So I think that's really amazing. So microgrids must use software to achieve optimal results. So yeah. I don't feel like reading all that. So yeah, their software solutions. So they have 4, and they talk about it in their 10K, and but they also talk about it here too. I think the investor presentation, this slide, if you've already read the 10K, like I said, this slide was only really useful for this, which really made it kind of easier to understand. So then they break it down into each. You can read it, pause it if you want to read it. So pause this if you want to read it as well. I love the visuals. That's really what it's useful for, because, I guess they break it down pretty good in here as well. But yeah, competitive advantages or moats really to try to understand. So industry validation. So research, Navigant research by Guidehouse Leaderboard, microgrid controls. As you can see, company actually is kind of like one of the leaders in the industry. So I thought that was really cool in here. So they're in here leaders. So I thought that was really good. So all 15 companies are positioned to emerge as leaders in the next 10 years. So as you rank 1, rank 10, top 10. That's always amazing. So Grid Fabric acquisition, which is an acquisition they made. So August 2020, Grid Fabric creates open ADR software solutions that help power utilities and IoT products to shed, shift, shimmy, and shape peak load. So you can kind of see this. Like I said, the visuals are the most useful things. When you're first looking at this, you probably will have to look up a lot of this stuff. ATL data centers, that's probably what they've been known for in the recent year, which is basically the Bitcoin mining play or part of their business. And really what they want to do with this is really demonstrate low cost of mining these bad boys. So Bitcoin miner orders since acquisition, they increased capacity by 33%. You see that ATL data centers is a Bitcoin. ATL is really just stands for Atlanta. It's a Bitcoin mining focused data center based in Atlanta, Georgia. Acquisition provides additional revenue stream through mining and a test bed for implementation of microgrids with alternative energy resources. Which I was thinking, okay, how does this really play into the core part of the company? I was like, you don't want to make you want to use technology as an accelerator. In the book Good to Great, that's what they talk about. And so now I kind of could understand what they were really trying to do with that. So yeah, that was good. Kind of clarify like why are they getting into Bitcoin? Because I didn't really see right off front the implication, but I guess I should have. But anyways, that it clarified that and all that stuff. Yeah, they clarified it. So you can see their plan. Basically, that's really the play, the Bitcoin. Everything else is amazing, but Bitcoin is one of the main plans. I mean, not main plans, but main play. So we know Bitcoin is not at that. So you probably don't want to really look at this because that is nothing like what the price of Bitcoin is today, which is the price today is about 55K. So software as a service, well, let's just say CAAS. Average margin is 90%. Consulting services average margin 60%. Hardware average margin 15%. Bitcoin mining average margin 80%. That's almost as good as a margin as the software as a service. So that's very intriguing. So that's why it's going to be a major part of the play for this type of company or for this company. So if you can see their growth strategy, which they've already talked about this pretty much in the other slides. So you can see kind of their projections and their guidance, but obviously it's going to be way more than this with the Bitcoin and everything. Way more than this in my opinion. So profitability is expected to be achieved in 2021, which is the year we're in right now. Like I said, keep all this stuff in mind with the market cap today being around 712 or 14 million, whatever. Just keep that in mind. So the summary balance sheet as of November 2020. So when I was talking about that stuff, the assets and stuff, this is where I got a lot of it from. And you can see the capital structure, I guess, if you want to see. But you can just see this on any website, really. So why Cleanspark? Rapidly increasing revenues with cash on hand to achieve profitability. Leading edge technology, true dual threat and strong market segments, distributed energy and Bitcoin, top 10 ranking and strong reputation in the industry, regulatory and industry momentum, strategic alliances. Well, I guess I'll read that with key market participants. So those are probably going to be the main reasons why you want to invest in the company. Ticker symbol was CLSK, trade on the NASDAQ. So anyways, I thought this was a really good presentation. More to the qualitative. So the current CEO is Zach Bradford, or Zachary Bradford, if you really want to say it. President and director. So really, he served as a CFO from 2014 through 2019, at which time he was named the CEO. Mr. Bradford holds a BS in accounting and blah blah blah. But okay, so yeah, that's pretty much all I want to know from here. It wasn't really anything like extraordinary, like with Sprouts Farmers Market, which I recently did a live stream on, how they were like Trader Joe's and Walmart and Kroger and all these different things. Like, there's nothing really outstanding. The thing outstanding is they work for free, basically, and they really seem to have a passion, which means if you have a passion for something, you're going to be really mission driven. So if you expect the mission to go, then the more passion, or go to plan, or you want it to go to plan, well, then the passion part of the business is very, very, very important. So you can see some names: Microsoft, Fortune 500, IBM, Nike, MTV, Mattel. So there's a little bit more, I think, interesting things there. But okay, so yeah, it's not very many interesting things about these people, so no point really looking into it. What else should I use? Well, you can kind of see these visuals, but it doesn't really matter. Pause it if you really want to see it. So yeah, you want to understand their acquisitions and stuff. So Cleanspark completes strategic acquisition of P, because they do a lot of these things. That's why you want to understand it. P2K Labs Inc. January 2020. P2, I'm not going to pronounce that, is a design and innovation consulting firm that applies design, technology, and business process methodologies to create intuitive digital experiences and journeys that help transform and grow businesses. So enhances Cleanspark software and service offerings, which I think this is a pretty good acquisition. Increases top line revenue and profit margins. Strengthens management team. turns call centers such as marketing, design, and engineering into profit centers. So just driving profitability, trying to help them reach their goal of profitability by 2021. Proven track record, military heritage. I mean, you can read that if you want, but so you can see this. They're owning like all the businesses that they're making acquisitions on and stuff like that. So I mean, all this other stuff you pretty already see. So yeah, that's really Cleanspark, and that's kind of why I see Cleanspark as a massive potential. But let's read the full bull case by Young Investor, amazing YouTuber, amazing investor, but also has a YouTube channel and a good YouTube channel with provides lots of value. I will have a link to his channel in the description. So if you join my Discord, you can see this. But anyways, he put in here in the thing IR docs on my Discord, which is intriguing research docs. So it's like intriguing research you see on things, and you put in a document, basically a stock pitch. So this is what he has. DD, Cleanspark to reasonable CLSK, price of $30, $716 million market cap. Cleanspark Inc. are in the top 15 players in the microgrid industry. When the power grid goes down, you lose power. But if you have a microgrid, you're not affected. While the normal power grid is running, the microgrid takes some power to store it, and it's basically a backup generator, but much more efficient. When I hear the word Cleanspark, by the way, guys, I keep hearing the word efficient. So lasts longer and saves money. Cleanspark has partnerships with the military and civilian operators. Okay, great, but where's the play? The thing with Cleanspark really is they drive efficiency in almost everything. And so when you think of power, Cleanspark, they have efficiency, and I think everybody wants efficiency, or they would prefer efficiency. And so I think that's what's really with Cleanspark, the applications of efficiency. Like if I had to translate Cleanspark in one way, applications of efficiency. Like just efficiency. Okay, so back to his little stock pitch. So which is basically a backup generator, but much more efficient, lasts longer, and saves money. Cleanspark has partnerships with the military and civilian operators. Okay, great, but where's the play? Cleanspark have got a Bitcoin mining division now that is the play right now. Cleanspark has $52 million in cash and $5 million in liabilities. They're buying enough machines, and they will get to 7 to 8 Bitcoins a day. This will happen in Q2. Mara produces the same amount, but are 5x more expensive. Cleanspark are also much more efficient as long as Bitcoin is above 6K. They make profit. Let's do some quick math. 7 Bitcoins times 50K is 350K a day. 2.4 million a week. At 6K cost for each Bitcoin is 2.3 million in profit. 1 year at 50K, 115 million in revenue and 112 million in profit. Okay, great. But how do we know they will deliver? Well, Cleanspark acquired the Bitcoin mining company. They were making money, but not really enough to compete with the big boys. And here, Cleanspark are with lots of cash, even with this acquisition and management experience in lowering costs. I am confident they will achieve this. Management. Last year, Cleanspark were about to go bust, and the management team worked for free. They didn't take away. Instead, looking at inside transactions, they bought a ton of shares. Also, by the way, guys, in the book 100 Baggers by Chris Mayer, he talks about how good companies really offer extensive periods to buy them at, and they also know how to buy shares cheap. Like when they buy it, they're buying it cheap. So that's also, guys, why I like to see inside transactions being positive. First of all, you only buy shares for one reason, whereas you might sell them for many reasons. And second is that it means if it's a really good company, then the company shares are undervalued. So if I see signs of it being a great company, well, it means the company is most likely undervalued. So, yeah. So, and the majority of their salary right now is in stock. So the management team really wants the company to succeed. How is he playing it? Well, he's looking to hold for 1 to 3 years. Bitcoin split 2024, so get out before then. He has a $83 price target by the end of the year, being conservative, and he believes Bitcoin will continue its run, so these figures could be a lot higher. He also had a quick disclaimer that he's not a financial advisor, so do your own due diligence. So that was the little bull case that he presented, and I do respect him as an investor. So I thought that was very interesting. And looking at this company so far, it looks like a very intriguing company. I feel like I understand everything about the Bitcoin mining part of it, and I understand a majority of it with the microgrid and all that stuff part of it. And I think this company has a massive potential, and I probably should sell out of my Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, which I recently just bought like a couple shares. I don't know, but I bought some of it, and I think I'm going to put that into Cleanspark. Now, I really hate it because I just recently did it, and I don't want to do that because I was planning on holding it long term. But honestly, rather than buying Bitcoin, I'd rather buy Cleanspark because Cleanspark Cleanspark looks very undervalued, and if Bitcoin goes down, seems like they have incentives, and it goes up, they have incentives, or not incentives, but like they can provide more value to shareholders both ways too. Even though I prefer to go up, and I don't know. The company just looks way better than just buying the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. So yeah, at the least, I'll be buying a tracker share because it looks super duper undervalued comparing it to. I mean, just looking at the Bitcoin segment of their business, much less the other part of their business. So yeah, for me, it's a Bitcoin play. If I were to invest into it, for you, you probably should be looking at it as a Bitcoin play, and everything else on there, everything else is a cherry on top. That's my review, quick or not very quick review, but review on Cleanspark, 10% with CLSK. I am not affiliated with this company in any way, shape, or form. I don't own shares. Whole disclaimer in the description. Thanks so much for watching, and peace. Oh, and also do not forget about the useful tools linked in the description. As you can see, Hypercharts right here has some great visuals with companies, as well as I have links in the description to some other useful tools such as ArcWatcher and Stockpile, amongst others.